Revyl is a platform that lets humans and AI agents build, run, test, and verify mobile apps. Today we are going to be focusing on the testing portion of Revyl, specifically regression testing. Especially today with agentic development, there are PRs being opened faster than ever. And that means the bottleneck is no longer how quickly you can code, but rather how quickly you can verify a change works as intended. How quickly you can verify that that change doesn't introduce new fault scenarios. So this, of course, is where UI regression testing for mobile development becomes so important. Normally, a developer working on an iOS app would either manually explore that app to ensure that no issues are introduced, or they would run a set of UI automated tests, but that would have to run locally on their machine, which often means long testing times. You have only a certain amount of simulators that can run on your local machine, and so you're waiting for a long time. A lot of developers just revert to testing it themselves manually, but that means that they may be missing a bunch of key scenarios. This, of course, is where Revyl can help. You can see over here that I have a pull request, and there are a lot of features to this pull request. You could see that Revyl is sending in screenshots of exactly what the change looks like. Again, right now, we are focusing on the regression flow. And of course, you can see with this pull request, there's a failing check, right? The Revyl regression flow has failed. Well, let's look at that. You can see that I ran 4 tests, and these 4 tests actually ran in parallel. How is this happening? So Revyl in the background is spinning up simulators in the Revyl cloud in order to run these tests in a highly parallelized fashion, which means that any test that I create with Revyl, I can run 5, 10, 15, 20 tests in parallel, which means I'm getting the response back very quickly within my pull request. I can click on play in order to see exactly what these tests have done. So for example, you can see that this test is trying to add to cart, and you can see exactly it doing so. If I wanted to drill down into a specific test within this workflow, I can do so as well. So I'm going to open up the report for adding items to cart. And the first thing that I'm greeted with is a summary of the test description as well as the key moments. Of course, the validation was successful because it was able to navigate to the account correctly. If I want to drill down into the specific steps, you can see the validations that are happening. The shop screen is visible with product cards. Okay, the next instruction after you see that, you should tap on the Hercules Beetle product card, and of course, I could see that happening in real time as well for each step that is being validated. One thing that you'll also notice is that we're not really describing any selectors over here. And that's because Revyl in the background is using a vision AI model. We want people to describe the test in natural language as opposed to having the flakiness of selectors. This means that that you start to describe to the test exactly how a normal user flow would go through, the intention behind the user, as well as specifically calling out step by step what should happen. And of course, the validation is what's key over here. If I wanted to edit this test, I could do so as well. So I could edit the test, I could look at the validation, the instructions, I could add new instructions. I can start that iOS device and see this happening in real time as well. Again, this is executing this simulator in the cloud, so I could have as many simulators as I would like. Let me cancel that and go back. You could see as well performance, and so this becomes super important when you're trying to debug any performance issues, as well as the state, which shows you the network. In the background, as well as these tests are running, we are also mapping the entire app. And so this is what we call Atlas. This becomes really interesting, especially when you want to understand the full breadth of your application. We start to map out all the flows, such as this is what it looks like to review the cart. These are the different screens that a normal user would have to go through. what we're finding is that, especially looking through different builds, you start to learn how each build introduces changes, but also you can start to see areas of optimization, especially when it comes to the navigation user experience. There are a lot of other challenges that Revyl addresses, such as building, developing, as well as verifying the mobile apps. Of course, we focus on testing today. So come sign up for Revyl. Thank you.